babe. Hey, shalom, shalom, family. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, good day, good night to you guys, wherever you're listening in from around the world. It's your brother, Dollar Yahuah Yasharal, back with another video, another live stream. And we're going live today on our Invest In Yahuah channel, again on our platform, coming at you guys with some updates, analysis, review, research. And today, on Thursday, as our pattern is and as our schedule is on Twitch, we're going live. We're talking about commodities markets, commodities and futures. And shalom, welcome back to another episode. So again, we live on Invest In Yahuah YouTube, Twitch, and Invest In Yahuah Instagram. So again, today is our commodities day. You see, we doing Invest In Yahuah 5 days a week. We come in on our market analysis, market review, and research. It's so many. The investment universe is so huge. It's more than just the stock market. It's more than just forex. It's more than just cryptocurrency. We can't leave out again the futures market with important driving factors like commodities such as silver, gold, oil, crude oil prices. All these things really drive and affect the market. So we want to just, again, take some time to acknowledge them, be aware of them, share the news about these things, and, make ourselves more prudent investors. And I feel like it's a worthy cause. That is what we're doing here at Invest In Yahuah. That's the thing. We want to be savvy traders. We want to be knowledgeable traders. We want to be informed traders. So, it's only one way to do that. So, without further ado, let's get into it. We're going to take a look at the gold market, at the silver market, because this stuff, again, in 2024 is reaching all-time highs and is reaching a level that from this point on, we want to pay attention to. From the time to the end of time, this stuff is going to be relevant no matter who you are, what's your preference, your viewpoint, what you think the economy is about, what you think the economy going to do. This stuff is relevant for you. Again, we talked about gold. You see, last time we drew lines on the chart. We did some analysis. We marked up the chart, talking about how it's in a consolidation pattern going sideways. And that's pretty much it. It's still near all-time highs, but it's not really backing down yet. Hasn't fallen precipitously. We broke out of one consolidation pattern, literally broke out, and now the uptrend is happening. And this stuff affects us from everything, a hedge against inflation to our gas prices. We want to pay attention to this stuff. And then obviously, as savvy traders, we have the ability to make money off these things when they trend either to the upside or to the downside. And you can know that and follow that if you pay attention to the markets. So I hope that makes sense. I hope everybody following is getting some value out of this. That's why we do it. And we want to continue to do it because it's relevant. So just continue to look at gold. Want to go to the daily because we're looking at it almost every week. So good to pay attention to on the daily chart. Still sideways, but still at all-time highs. A good time to be selling gold. If you buy incrementally, it's always a good time to be buying gold, but it's a good time for the gold bugs right now. Again, this stuff is gold is outperforming a lot of asset classes. Whether it's year to date, the last 3 years, the last 5 years, the last 10 years, it's few asset classes that has outperformed gold consistently. One of those being cryptocurrency, which we have been talking about on this platform as well. But gold is a lot more stable. It's a lot more uncorrelated. It's a more uncorrelated asset. When we talk about the stock market and stuff like that, assets that's not correlated to the stock market. So when the market go up, gold sometimes go up, or gold stays the same. Might go down a little bit, but when the market go down, usually gold go up because gold is that hedge of protection, flight to safety. And not gonna hold y'all up too much today. It's going sideways, but it's near all-time highs and it's consolidating. So may continue to break out and break the trend and go up more. But these are things we want to keep a lookout for. We want to be paying attention to this stuff. Same thing with silver, man. Again, I've been buying silver since sub $20 silver. It's been around 20, 25, 21, whatever for a long time. But now silver is broken out, to new highs, new relative highs of $31, $32, $32.50. Even though it came down to 30 briefly last couple of days, it's bouncing up again. So again, silver is another one of these commodities that we want to pay attention to. Just like gold had been consolidating, going sideways for a while, but breaking out in this near recent activity, and now it is touching entering into some old, heavy areas of supply, and maybe eating through that supply. A lot of people who buy silver and hold silver and are privy to the silver market feel like the price of silver is sometimes manipulated by central banks and governments, but silver is an incredibly useful metal. So, whether it's manipulated or not, the point is, as we enter into this supply zone, it may be it may be some people looking to sell in this area, but it is one of those metals that's always in demand, and pretty much you can't go wrong holding this. And that's the point. Can't go wrong holding silver. You should keep holding silver. And it ain't much to talk about. The chart look a lot like the gold chart, breaking out to relative highs, especially recent years. Like it hasn't been at 30 or above 30 in a while now. So, something to celebrate. What else we got in the futures market? Let's take a look at crude oil. And behind silver and gold, this is one of those things we want to pay attention to as well. It's talking about the consolidation patterns of the commodities. We see the same holding true for crude oil, which is what the nations want. This is what countries that consume a lot of oil want, the price to be stable. Obviously, the countries that sell oil, they want stability too. OPEC, the oil producing countries, Russia, et cetera, et cetera. This is pretty much where the market has settled, below $50 a barrel is too low. A lot of producers or oil explorers or extractors, they don't really make money like that. It's not profitable. It's always profitable, but it's not as profitable. Obviously, over $100 a barrel is like more. It's screaming more geopolitical risk, as the price just goes up to a point that we all start to feel it, right? And it's uncomfortable for a lot of people, governments, different entities that have to consume gasoline, right? The price it gets out of hand when they go over 100. So it's consolidating pretty fairly around between 70 and 80, 85. So that's what we're seeing. But we all know from watching charts and just understand the markets, these consolidation patterns are like coils, a coil spring. And that, once it consolidates for so long, usually it's a breakout, either to the upside or to the downside. But there is like a point where price it gets a little bit more volatile. So let's look at the daily and just take, okay, we see it's been down a little bit, coming from the highs of 87 down to lows of 72 or so, so it's been trending down recently in the last couple months. And that's things to pay attention to. That bodes well for a lot of countries, a lot of people, logistics companies, people that operate, and they input costs are requiring fuel, a lot of fuel to operate their business. So these things are all very important, and we want to stay abreast on these things and even catch a possible trade when possible. In the futures market, one of the more sophisticated markets, but still one that we still want to be paying attention to nonetheless. Right, so we got our natural gas reserves, which are starting to trend up over the last couple of days, kind of consolidating since last couple of weeks, but up from recent lows. And again, it's the middle of the year, June, July, but we moving into the second half of the year, October, November, December, where in North America it gets cold, and they consume or they use natural gas for heating purposes, amongst other things. And this is a seasonal commodity, so certain times of the year it's like more in demand, and we should expect this rise to happen, right? And these are moves we can predict, and we can play off these moves and make money off these moves. So That's why we pay attention. That's why we want to pay attention to this stuff. We're gonna get too much into the technical analysis. I seen copper right here, and copper relevant. I just seen somebody talking about copper, a video that was just talking about why copper is the new gold. All the use cases for copper, and we could see that reflected in the chart with the recent run up from like 345, 350 to touching $5, a little bit over $5, and even right now high four is 487. So we see since this consolidation between 350 and $4 in 2023, copper has rebounded quite nicely, and it's up on a nice run this year. So these things, that's why we paying attention, because we could play these moves, we could eat off these moves. Yeah, we can do something. You feel me? We could definitely do something, and we might want to do something depending on the situation, the circumstance, and your tolerance for risk and your trading, IQ, your savviness. It's moves to be made. Let's check out the treasury bond. So we usually talk about commodities, right? But we also talk about futures and stuff like that. The treasury, but since we're just looking at the futures markets, treasury bond is something that's important. It's something that is like an economic indicator by looking at the treasury bond. So it's good to see what's been going on, as we can look at it and see it's been a nice downtrend, which now it seems like it reversed in the last year, and kind of going up a little bit more, maybe going up when inflation, as things inflate. The economy tends to American economy continues to struggle with stagflation, inflation, and lackluster economic growth numbers, GDP. We might see the treasury yields rise, right? And treasury bond yields rise, especially as countries continue to get away from the U.S. dollar. It's harder and harder for the U.S. government to attract investors, right, and to fund their debt. So it's something to keep an eye on, especially in extreme situations. This could go off the chart. So let's look at this for example, in context sake, how high has this treasury yield gone? Just going to draw some lines in the charts so we can see that this has been as high as $191, right, between 170 and 190, and recent near lows from 105, right, 110. That's where we at right now. So we at the relative low end of the chart. So to spell some, explosive growth coming soon in the treasury, or yield explosion. So things you want to pay attention to, right? This is that demand zone. This is what price came to and found buyers, and we see we bounced off this area, came back, retested it, and now looking like it may be time to turn around. So things we want to keep an eye on, man. Commodities and futures market. Yeah, what else? What other commodities we got? Natural gas futures. Natural gas is something that's always important, always relevant. Again, just like, we just checked that out. That's a different chart, different natural gas chart. But we did look at that already. Double back right now too. And platinum, not interested in platinum. We talked about that. US dollar index, Nifty 50. Wheat futures. Now, food is going crazy. We got to pay attention to it. Again, I think we looked like we was here before on this chart, paying attention to some things on the monthly chart, the highest time frame, seeing how it doubled and found the bottom, but look like wheat futures might be turning around. So we trying to do some processed food or make anything or grow some crops, it may be the time, to get better prices in the future. And we trying to, most food companies, this is what they want to do, is be locking in these prices. That's why these future contracts are important. So yeah, man. What do we got going on? What else we got going on? So with the futures, it's so much to talk about. Soybean, oil, corn futures. it's important to note, man, most corn that's consumed in the world is not even consumed by humans. A lot of this corn feed is for the price, is for cattle and animals. And this what one of the input factors that control the price of our meat and different things like that in the economy. So, it's important for us to pay attention to these things. Yeah, we already drew some lines on the chart. We see where it came from, where it's at. It's at the lows, just like a lot of these commodity prices looking like they set to really run, which is kind of scary because, we already hear people talking about inflation, food prices are high. We can't stand to see these commodity prices run up any further. Like, that can get really, really, really scary. So yeah, man, things you want to pay attention to. Definitely want to pay attention to this stuff. Coffee futures, talked about this last week. Coffee futures still near some relative highs, still doing good. The market looking good. Again, this is a commodity a lot of people use every day, and a lot of money goes into this industry, huge industry. Companies like Starbucks, Dunkin' Donuts, Dunkin' Brands, in this space, controlling this space, and in the developed world. But here in Africa, we more the producers, and this chart is relevant, knowing how the commodity market is looking, what's the price looking like on the international market for these things. So, again, this is important. This is important. Yeah, family, what's going on, man? Shout out to everybody on Twitch. We on Twitch, vibing, sharing some things, some knowledge about the charts, about commodities. Yeah, kicking some knowledge, man. So looking forward to hearing from y'all, checking in with y'all, seeing what y'all got going on, and we're gonna keep doing our thing, man. We're gonna keep doing our thing. Yeah. So commodities are important. We want to stay abreast of that, and I think even from there, we're gonna continue to talk about trading strategies, different investment news or whatever. I don't want to go into none of these things. I want to work on having prepared before we go live. But at the very least, we're going to do a market review, right? Some analysis and research. And that's the research part, what I'm talking about. But I think for the most part, it's pretty self-explanatory what's going on, what we've been looking at, how it affects us, et cetera, et cetera. So I don't want to stay too long, but it's been good to come in and stay on top of what's going on. And we're going to actually work on trying to open up a commodity trading account, right? Even if it's a paper trading account, so we can actually play some of these markets and learn more. That's what it's about, increasing our financial IQ. And even when I talk about commodities, I want to talk about real estate as well, because that's very relevant. But we're not going to get into that today, but it's definitely a part of the plan, the upcoming future, as we continue to script out more for our shows, financial literacy, other knowledge like that, you feel me? Finance knowledge is what we want to be talking about. And again, commodities is important, futures market important, even options. Like, it's so much to talk about, because when we do equities on Monday, usually it's not enough time to talk about equities and options, and futures or whatever. It's really all about equities because there's so many stock markets. But really want to carve out some time for options, because options it can be very lucrative, and something else again that we want to pay attention to, family. So yeah, let's do it, man. We want y'all to thank everybody who listening, who tapping into the show. Shalom, family. We need y'all to like the video, share it if it's relevant, subscribe to our Invest in Yahuah YouTube channel and Instagram, because we're going live 5 days a week, covering our financial markets. And so yeah, it's that's it. That's pretty much all we got to talk about today. It's late on this side, so I'm gonna wrap it up. But just appreciate y'all for tapping in with us, and we're gonna see you guys soon, man. Shalom, shalom, family. All praise to Yahuah and Yabarakat Yahuah. We pray that you guys be blessed. Pray that wish you guys success in your investing endeavors, and may the Ruach be with you. Shalom, shalom, family.